All right, folks. So this is kind of the last video with this little character for now. I may add some videos in the near future about building the scene around the character. Those will come later though. But this video, I want to show you how you can use a video editing program to take your animated frames and piece them all together. So for this video, I'm going to use Adobe Premiere. So I'm going to go to Adobe Creative Cloud here, go to my apps, and I'm going to pull up Premiere Pro. Now you can do this with After Effects. I mean, you could do it with a lot of other software that's available on the web. So you'll just have to Google it depending on the software if you don't know how to do it and if it doesn't match up with what I'm going to be doing. You'll have to Google how to do it with that particular software. So what I'm going to do is go to, I've loaded up Premiere Pro. I'm going to hit New Project, and I'm going to call this Blocky Vinyl. So in here, then I'm just going to go ahead and choose location. I'm going to put it on my desktop and hit Save and Create. Then it's going to pull up this. I'm just going to hit Skip because I don't need any of the presets. And so it brings me to here. So in Premiere, if we go to Window, Workspace, I've got it on. I'm going to go ahead and set it to, let's do editing. Or no, let's do learning for everybody. And then I'm going to go to Window, Workspace, Reset to Save Layout. That'll put it at its default. So here's the little learning window. I'm going to click these three lines, tell it to close that panel because I don't need it. And then I have my project folder down here, my window, my timeline, and my program window, and some properties. So I'm going to click down here in my project folder where anything I'm going to put together, I would bring in here. Then I'm going to go to my desktop, go to my blocky character, go to images, and you will see image blocky character 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. And so these are all of the frames. And they're all named the same with the number being the only thing that changed. That's why we told it to do name.number.extension. And we padded it for 4, so it put 0, 0, and then the number. Go all the way down to the hundreds, and it goes 0, 1, blah, blah. So I'm going to hit image sequence and hit open. Now I've got this little video, and it's only 4 seconds because he was only 120 frames long. And so obviously I need to play with my lighting because of that, but this is just to show you how to piece it together. I still didn't even get my shadows done yet, so I got to play with that. But if I double click on it, any object or item in my project window, it shows it in my source. And I can use this window and these little markings to cut my video wherever I'd like. So if I do that and then I left mouse click and drag down, it's going to bring only what is in this little space. Now I'm going to bring the whole thing because it's only 4 seconds. So I drag that whole thing down. Now I've got a 4-second animation. Now I could bring in audio, that's what all these A layers are, or more video and start overlaying it and such. Right now, I don't have all of that. So right now, I'm just going to show you how to render out our final piece. So I would go with this, put in here, I can test my overall program. So this program window is where I see exactly what I've created. If I like what I see, I go to File, Export, Media. Now to do an export of media, you have to, and I'll show you real quick again. If I have something selected over here and try to go to File, Export, it won't let me choose anything. You got to have either your timeline or your program window selected when you go to File, Export, Media. I'm just going to call it blocky character. I'm going to change it though. I'm not going to have 001 on there. I'm just going to make it blocky character. I'm going to take it, put it on my desktop in my blocky character folder. I think that's a good spot to save. And then format, I'm going to have it as H.264. This is a good format for putting on YouTube. It's a small file size. It compresses it nicely while still giving you good quality. Again, you have one more chance to kind of proof everything right here. And then you hit export. Mine, it's 4 seconds, so it goes really quick. But when it's done, if we go to our blocky folder, oops, go to my desktop, go to blocky character. I've got this blocky video. If I bring it over, if it loads, there he is. Now, I can tell he's a little slow and he doesn't look right without a shadow. He'd look a little cleaner if he had a shadow because he'd at least look like he's not floating above the ground. But I at least have a completed animation from starting with the creation of the character, mapping it out, adding color, creating a rig, animating it, setting up some lighting, rendering it, and then piecing it together so that I can export a final video file. That is basically how working with Maya works. Now, later on, I'll try to put some videos with more complex rigs, more complex models, things like that, more complex texturing and so forth. I'll also add some other videos for other types of software for animating in 2D and 3D. But hopefully you got a little bit out of this one, and stay tuned for newer videos. Make sure to subscribe so that you can see when new ones come out. All right, good luck.